The official definition of a recession is where we experience 2 consecutive quarters of negative economic growth. That's the official definition. However, let's not kid ourselves. Businesses, we are in that recessionary landscape. It's here, it's happening. In this video, I'm going to give you 7 tips of how you can not only survive a recession, but prosper thereafter. Hi folks, my name is Mahmood. I'm an accountant, I'm an educator, author, and proud author of the book, I Hate Numbers. I've been in business for over 27 years and I've helped thousands of businesses in various guises, shapes and forms not only survive and prosper, but actually get to the businesses they so desire. Let's crack on with the video. Now, step number 1. And when things look really fraught and scary out there, like a recession, it's absolutely critical as business owners, we need to be made of the right stuff. We need to have the right approach in there. We need to have the right mindset to actually how to deal with that. What that means is it doesn't mean about just being positive, happy, clappy, writing letters to the universe. It means we've got to have a degree of resilience. We've got to make sure that we're taking our businesses seriously, and we've got to make sure that we have that way of not being pessimistic. That note of pessimism, that note of being a rabbit stuck in the headlights can spread not only to our immediate team, but it could permeate and ripple through to the people that we deal with. So it's really important that we don't get weighed down by it. Obviously there are going to be moments of anxiety, but we're going to be resilient, we're going to be strong, and we're going to take our businesses seriously. Number 2, it's really critical that we actually fully understand the situation that's going on around us. Anything that is a recessionary environment, it does not affect all businesses the same. All businesses are not equal. Some are very large, some are B2C, some are B2B. And recession has an unequal impact across the board. By all means, it does have some things in common, that demand may be affected. Bigger companies have larger cash reserves, so therefore their approach for dealing with those recessionary environments, those tailwinds, is not going to be the same as us. So just remember, what we need to do is to understand the situation as it applies to our business and our clients, our stakeholders, our workforce, the people that we work with. So you need to analyse and understand what's happening right now and where you perceive what things will be in the next 3, 6 months, 9 months to a year. So you need to look ahead and not just focus on a day-by-day, week-by-week basis. Tip number 3, underpinning all of this is absolutely essential that we put together a business roadmap which is reflected in a financial plan. And that financial plan, in common parlance, is going to be called a cash flow plan. That will involve understanding where we want to take our business, the things that are going on, our objectives, our end goals at the end of this, say, 12-month here. But fundamentally, we need to have a route map that is flexible, but we need to have a route map that translates into what the financial impact of our business journey going forward will be. Tip number 4, and this stems from some of the points we made earlier. Cash management is going to be absolutely critical. Those businesses that will unfortunately fall by the wayside are ones that are going to run out of cash. Now that approach of running out of cash and the impact it has on your business applies whatever the state of the economy is, whatever the state of the outside landscape is. So therefore, you need to make sure you manage and you monitor your cash very carefully. And that will come from producing a cash flow story, a cash flow plan. Having cash reserves will buffer you against drops in demand, will buffer you in terms of price rises, and having that right cash buffer and conserving it and knowing what's going on is going to be really critical. We come on to number 5. Now you will have in your business costs of varying scopes. Some of those costs will be fixed and committed, like salaries and rent. Debt, also debt repayment, is also a fixed cost. More of that in a moment or two. So you need to look to see where you can be more productive, where cost savings can be made. Before you slash and burn and actually cut down staff numbers, redundancies may be inevitable, but they should not necessarily be the first thing that you do. Those businesses that take the right approach, even when things are really turbulent, choppy, will survive and prosper, you need the staff that you've invested in, you need the staff to help take you forward. So before you make those decisions, your plan that we talked about earlier on will help give insight to the decisions that you've got to make. So look at where your costs are, remove the non-value added cost, the one that doesn't do anything for your business now and won't do anything for the future. Don't look at all things as pure costs. Some of these may be investments that you're making to help you give prosperity for the future. Let's move on. The next thing we've got to really look at is the debt itself. Now, debt by nature is a fixed cost commitment. There will be rises in interest rates, so the cost of repaying that with falling demand may make it very problematic. By all means, folks, check out the show notes and I'll give you some links to some resources, guides and calculators that will help you on. So look at the debt where you can reduce the capital component of that debt. If the interest cost is relatively low and cheap and it's affordable and you can manage that in your cash flow, fine. But be aware, highly geared, high levels of debt, high levels of fixed costs could make you to be a very bad prospect from a lender's perspective if you need to go for that lifeline. Productivity we've talked about. This may be the time that you actually advance, bring forward any digital investments that you're going to make. Technology can be your friend at a time like this. If you understand your processes, if you understand what's going on, technology can come in and help make things more efficient. So as opposed to deferring that spend, digital can work very effectively, not only in making sure you've got that data capture, your accounts are all structured correctly, you've got the information to help you make those good, important decisions, then this might be the time to actually have a real detailed look in your business. So folks, let's recap. The key thing is, we cannot control the events that go on around us. Certain factors will be outside of the control of a business. However, we can change how we react to those circumstances. So having that, working on that, making sure it's positive, that you're resilient, that you don't get panicked, you don't become that rabbit in the headlights, is really critical. We need to make sure we understand the situation as it applies to our business, not somebody else's business. Obviously, be aware how it impacts on your customers, be aware how it impacts on your supply chain, talk, understand and analyse. Make sure you put together a business roadmap which says the direction your business is going and put together, as a result of that, a financial cash flow plan. By all means, folks, contact us if you need some help with that, but check out the link in the show notes and there's a link to some resources and our Numbers Know-How platform, which you'll find very beneficial, and not just at a time like this, but any time itself. Make sure you look at your costs, eliminating those non-value added ones that don't impact on your business, not only right now, but in the future ahead. This thing will not last forever. Look at productivity, where you can actually make improvements. Improvement in a process, improvement in what you're doing, accumulates to a big impact. Look at technology investments. They can help your business, but remember, good technology added to a bad system will not help. Folks, I hope you found this short video useful. I'd love it if I could get your feedback, your comments, what you think of it, and what are you going to do to help tackle the recession that's with us. Until next week, folks, don't have nightmares.